Hello, McFly. Hello.
That's good.
As a quote from Back to the Future.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Awful Takes podcast, episode 52.
Yeah, 52 pickup. That's my favorite game.
Oh, nice. The new 52 was a comic line in DC, so it's
that's
cool.
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, nice. Even better.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here to talk about a great movie today, but before we do that, I'll kind of do the layout of our show. If you're joining us for the first time on our episodic numerical shows, we talk about movie news that we find interesting first, and then we jump into our reviews. So if you're joining us for the first time, please feel free to skip ahead. We have timestamps in the description if you're here just for the review.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
But we kind of cover movie news that we find interesting just because that's something that, I don't know, me as a film fan, I always like to do. I always like to talk to my friends about new leaks about movies, the so-and-so director is attached to this movie.
Or so-and-so actor, or like whatever, like sequel, or they're doing some reboot. Like that's always just so fascinating to me.
Exactly. And I love
definitely
talking about movies, but part of me is, kind of likes delving into the anticipation of movies, things like that.
I like looking forward to things also too, especially with film. So hearing movie news could always just be so insane.
Exactly. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Nabahi.
Hello, I'm Wallied from Circated Productions.
Kind of forgot to say that.
No, you're good.
All right. We have an interesting bit in movie news today. There was some news that came out about Steven Spielberg. He is directing a new movie, which I think is scheduled to come out next year. During the summer.
We talked about it a while back, actually, last year. So it's really exciting to hear.
And he's getting John Williams on board. John Williams is in his mid-90s, so that's kind of insane.
Yeah, I know,
he's
right?
Scoring this movie. And I guess I didn't know it until now that this movie is going to be about aliens and like UFOs and stuff.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that too, honestly. It's really exciting to hear he's going to do like a more sci-fi type of approach again, because I know he hasn't really done it. I don't know. He hasn't really done it in a while. I mean, I guess unless you count like Ready Player One, obviously, which was even then, that was almost like a decade ago.
Yeah, it really has been a while. It's something that I don't know if he's like the biggest fan of. He does it very well, but I remember when they were talking about what they wanted to do for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Steven Spielberg was very adamant about not doing aliens. He's like, I've done aliens. I don't want to do this again. So I guess his last kind of alien movie probably was like War of the Worlds in the 2000s.
Okay. I still need to see that one, actually. Yeah.
And then I don't know if he had a hand in producing Super 8. Super 8 obviously felt very Spielberg.
Yeah, it's like very E.T. inspired.
Exactly.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams. I think he did produce that one, actually.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of interesting to see him coming back to this. Obviously, he did E.T., Close Encounters.
Yeah, I like E.T., so...
I'm very excited. I like Spielberg when he does kind of just the B-movie stuff, I think he has like a good flair for it, honestly.
Yeah, he takes full advantage of it for sure, while also adding like some really compelling drama in there. Like obviously like a great example of that is like the Indiana Jones series, aside from Crystal Skull. But like seeing like Last Crusade and like Temple of Doom and Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's like you can just tell like he's so passionate, and it just has like this fun high energy to it.
And it's going to be cool to see John Williams come back. I know he's scored movies over the past 10 years, but obviously he's getting older in age.
Right.
But he still kind of brings it to the table every time.
Which I don't know how that is humanly possible. I mean, you see someone like Hans Zimmer who's been around for like such a long time, and it's like, it's just kind of the same old generic Hans Zimmer score. But like with John Williams, like whatever movie it is, he always like changes it up. He always has like his different unique style to how he scores. And it genuinely, honestly, it still just impresses me how he's able to do it. Like even like with Spielberg's most recent film, like The Fabelmans, that was easily like one of my favorite aspects about that film was the score.
Definitely. So I'm excited to even just kind of know like the movie title, even see a trailer, things like that. This movie kind of went from not really being too much on my radar. Obviously I'm a Spielberg fan.
Right.
This might be something that, depending on the first trailer, might be kind of something I'm heavily anticipating, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, really cool news. You can never go wrong with John Williams. So
Yeah,
very excited to see these two collaborate once again. All right, we have another bit in movie news that we are talking about that we've mentioned a couple weeks ago.
Speaking of Steven Spielberg,
as you guys know, I am grew up playing Call of Duty. I don't know what it was at the time in my life. It just, man, I fell in love with that series. And at one point, this is going to sound really stupid, but I thought it was like the epitome in storytelling.
nice. Okay.
And it's so funny. Like, you play these games, it's just the most over the top Michael Bay war movie you've ever played. It really is. It borrows so many tropes from everything. But man, at one point I was like, you really can't get better than this. This is just the pinnacle in storytelling. Especially Modern Warfare 3 that came out in 2011. But anyways, I've grown since then. And now Call of Duty has grown as well. And it kind of developed into this crazy franchise now that...
Into Duty.
Yeah, it does collaborations with rappers who have skins in the game.
Wait, what?
You have like Beavis and Butthead and multiplayer. It's just so random. Like, it literally is just trying to be Fortnite right now.
Okay.
But now they're working on this Call of Duty movie that we kind of mentioned a couple episodes ago. And no real names were attached. All we know is that Paramount rejected Spielberg because they just didn't really want to give him creative control. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really stupid. So they asked Spielberg, but no other name was kind of floated around. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But we're getting news now of a duo coming on board this project. So we have Taylor Sheridan, very famous with writing Sicario, Wind River, Hell or High Water, and then now all of his Yellowstone shows. And
it's
all
his baby.
All the spin-offs that they have. I really don't know how many there are.
There's too many.
Yeah, there's probably
way
a
too
lot.
many.
I've not watched any of the Yellowstone stuff, so forgive me.
Yeah, neither have I, guys. I'm really sorry.
And they have a director attached, Peter Berg. Wallied, does that name excite you, Peter Berg?
God, I can't wait. Yeah. Peter Berg is the type of guy who makes Mark Wahlberg action movies that your dad just wants you to watch really bad. It's crazy how many films of his I've seen. I've seen like a couple of his films, and they're all just the exact same, like American patriotism, stereotypical, like Mark Wahlberg action hero. So I guess here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Deepwater Horizon,
Mile 22,
Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
Battleship? He made Battleship?
Yes, he made Battleship.
Mile 20. Oh, wait. Did he make Hancock?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my God. It always goes back to Hancock.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that's very exciting.
Friday Night Lights. Just kidding.
Oh, can't wait.
So how I'm feeling with this, I mean, Taylor Sheridan... I hear conflicting things. So with Taylor Sheridan, obviously one of the big projects was Sicario. That really kind of got on a lot of people's map.
That's true, yeah.
I hear so many people mention that movie. I hear so much praise with that movie. And I guess some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that I'm hearing or have heard is, again, this is allegedly, I don't know if this is true. Apparently, Denis Villeneuve, while directing this movie, had some changes with the script that he wasn't a fan of. Apparently, it's a very different movie from the original kind of first draft or whatever. But obviously, Taylor Sheridan, that kind of put his name on the map, you know, helped him grow into this empire pretty much that he has now. I saw Wind River. I really enjoyed that movie. I don't think it's like 10 out of 10 or anything, but it's pretty good. At least I think so.
Okay.
Still need to see Hell or High Water. Heard really good things about that.
Same. That's what I heard too. Also, yeah.
So Taylor Sheridan, he has his realm. You know, he has those kind of realistic, kind of war stuff that he does.
Yeah, gritty drama, I guess you could say.
And I guess the thing that kind of works in his favor is when he's writing these movies, he does kind of have those adrenaline fueled moments, you know, like Sicario when they're on the bridge crossing over Man, that scene is so intense. In Wind River, when they arrive to that trailer, kind of a little bit towards the end, you just feel the adrenaline so much.
Oh, cool.
So I guess
Nice.
I would say maybe his name kind of works with Call of Duty, because I know Call of Duty has those moments in their games and stuff. But I'm not the most excited with him. I mean, honestly, if I could have him or Spielberg, I would have rather had Spielberg any day of the week.
That's not even a competition.
Again, Taylor Sheridan, for me, I feel like he found his kind of wheelhouse that he does really well, and now he just kind of repeats it, because that's what I hear so much with all the Yellowstone stuff.
It's just kind of the same thing.
Kind of the same thing, just repackaged.
Great.
So yeah, Peter Berg, though. I mean, now I guess.
Okay, who made that call? I want to know. I want a name. Hurry
Casting
up.
confirmed. Mark Wahlberg is now going to be in the movie.
Now I'm really not excited. I didn't even care about it before to begin with, but now I'm like really not that interested.
Because I heard like ever since Peter Berg worked with him in one movie, he's been in every movie since
It's ridiculous. I don't know why. It's like such a terrible acting directing pair. I'm like,
Peter Berg, I mean, he does what he does. I mean, he kind of sticks to his wheelhouse. So I guess I would say I could see his name working with something like Call of Duty. However, it would be with just kind of the bare minimum, something that I know I'm not excited for.
it would just be something super generic, very stereotypically American to people who don't know what America is. That's literally what all of his movies are like.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So
Yeah,
I guess I'll say I never would have guessed these two working together. That does sound very strange.
Yeah.
And not only to mention they're working on a huge IP, so that's something that I guess I never really saw for both of them. Well, I know what's his name did Battleship.
Peter Berg, yeah. So I'm like, he has a little bit of experience.
In adaptation. Oh my God. Yeah, so I don't know how to feel about this. My excitement's not that high right now, and I doubt it's going to get higher with any trailer or any further announcements.
Same.
I don't even know if I'm going to go see this, honestly. I think it's going to take a lot for me to go see this movie.
Yeah,
Like, I'll have to hear some really good things.
Yeah, I'd have to hear 10 out of 10s from everyone and their mom on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Everyone's just giving it a 5 star or something because, yeah, I'm not interested at all.
Yeah.
Like, it still baffles me. Like, how do you waste Steven Spielberg? Like, again, like I mentioned, it's like saying you don't want to work with Akira Kurosawa on a samurai film. That's literally what you're saying with not getting Steven Spielberg. Like, why? Why would you do that?
I think it's going to definitely, Paramount knows what kind of movie they might want to make.
Yeah.
The fact that they got these two really shows what type of movie that they're trying to make.
Oh, it definitely shows.
Yeah. And it's just
and it'll show the quality too.
It's going to be the most generic blockbuster. One of the things I guess I could say that I'm kind of expecting is this movie does really well, and we're going to see multiple spin-offs, sequels. I really could see that happening. And who knows? They might try to match their yearly release like they do with the game in general. Oh my God, that would piss me off. But yeah, I guess the only thing that excites me from this moment on with this movie is to see what story they're adapting from Call of Duty. If it's Modern Warfare in that series, I might check it out. If it's Black Ops, I might do the same. I'm expecting it to be one of the two. If they're just using the brand now with Mark Wahlberg in it as some other character, then I really won't care. Because at that point, I could just put on Lone Survivor. I could put on any of these other movies and get the same thing.
Daddy Barky Bark.
All right. That's it for movie news.
Okay.
We are on to our post-Halloween season.
I know. That went by really fast.
It went by really fast.
Way too fast.
So now we're kind of going to fill the time in between now and Christmas. Who knows when we'll start that Christmas stuff. I mean, I don't have a date kind of planned out yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. That's fine.
So a movie that kind of came on to the radar again for me, just with the anniversary and everything coming up. And obviously this movie is just something that I probably rewatch once a year anyways.
Nice.
I watch this movie so much. Is Back to the Future came out in 1985.
Yeah. Wow.
40 years ago. This movie for me really was just an integral part to my childhood growing up. Like I mentioned in the last episode, my dad told me and my siblings to watch this movie while my parents were gone. And we were reluctant. We put it on and we just, the opening is all these clocks and everything. And it just looks I'm like, what is this? This looks boring. Like, I don't want to watch this. And out of nowhere, you see this guy turning on all the voltage to all these amps. And he's raising everything to like 100. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the heck is he doing? Like everything's turning it on, going to 100, going to maximum sound settings. And it's just like, what is this? And he has this tiny guitar and it just shows him in front of this giant speaker. Like this thing's huge. And he turns on all this stuff and you hear this buzzing before he even does anything. And it's just like, what is this? And then it shows like this over the top shot of him pulling out his pick and he's ready to hit it. And he hits a chord and the guy just flies all the way back against the wall. And I just immediately died laughing. I really love slapstick humor. And man, that's just something that you would see in like a cartoon. Yeah, it's like in a live action movie.
It's very absurd. It's very cartoony in the best way possible.
No, it is. And he flies against the wall and he's just, the amp's destroyed. It's like blown up.
Yeah.
And he just takes off his glasses. And I just remember we rewound that part like 4 times. We were laughing so hard. We thought it was so funny. There's another scene in this movie that we rewatched a lot. At first viewing, we didn't even let the movie play. We stopped it and then had to rewatch that part.
One more time.
Yeah, one more time. And it's just such a great opening to a movie. Like this is just something that it really subverts your expectations. Like I said, you see the credits. It has slow opening, all these clocks, shows like this robot hand feeding this dog, and it's everywhere.
You're the radio come on, you're like the random news.
Yeah. There's actually a little Easter egg in this that I've only noticed like the last couple times I rewatched it.
Oh.
One of the clocks is like the clock tower. And it shows someone hanging off of the hands on the clock tower.
Oh, smacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some crazy foreshadowing.
Yeah, really cool. But
sick.
Wallied, you've watched Back to the Future. What's your kind of experience with this franchise and everything?
So my experience with Back to the Future, I would say dates back to like when I was about like 5 or 6 years old. Mm-hmm. It's one of the only memories I have of my dad using that Netflix mail service that they used to have.
Wow.
And I remember my dad, he got it in the Netflix mail thing and he showed it to me, and he obviously I think kind of the same thing you had. He was like, oh, you got to see this movie and everything. Mm-hmm. And I remember just it blowing me away as a kid when I saw it. And obviously I loved it so much. Obviously I didn't know too much of like the drama and everything, but just the stuff with like the time machine was really cool. I just thought Marty McFly in general was just such like I guess in general, like he's just a really cool character. Like when I think of cool, like that's kind of like the first guy I like think of and everything. And then just everything with like the doctor, I just remember like I was really connected with as a kid.
Yeah.
And then obviously I saw like a couple of the sequels, like the second one and third one. And it's so funny. I think like for the longest time before rewatching it a couple years ago, I think the second one was actually like my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because of like how they showcase like the future and everything. Mm-hmm. And I just with like Biff in general, he's always just been like a really funny villain throughout the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
And I remember like, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for 2015. And then like 2015 came like 4 years later. I'm like, where's those hoverboards? Where's Jaws 19? Where's all these like flying cars and all that? So I was like really disappointed. I was like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was overall like my experience with Back to the Future. And then I didn't see him for like the longest time. And then I bought him at like a Walmart. They had like the 30th anniversary trilogy there in like 2019. Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I had like the DVD version actually.
Nice.
And I remember I was so excited to get it. Because I hadn't seen him in like the longest time since I was like 5 or 6. And I remember I got home and I just binged through like all three of them, and I just had like a more newfound appreciation and love for the first two especially. And so, yeah, and obviously ever since then, I've watched it every once in a while for the past 6 years, and I'm just still to this day, I honestly, for me, it's just one of the happiest films I've ever seen. Like, something could be going on with my life or things like that, but just every time I throw this movie on, I just have like the biggest smile on my face, and I just have it's a nice picker-upper for whatever is going on.
Yeah. Right away in this intro, you get so much setup, and it's done so fast.
It's crazy how much they set up in the
right
beginning.
After the amp explodes, he gets a call from Doc Brown, and is just telling him to meet him at the mall parking lot at this time. Not only to mention his skateboard hits the plutonium case underneath the bed and everything.
That's such a great way to showcase exposition or showcase visual storytelling.
Yeah, not only to mention that little clock Easter egg I'm talking about. There's just so much setup done in this intro. So much that's told throughout this, just visually, the fact that the dog food is fed into this bowl, and there's so much food there. It shows that Doc Brown hasn't been there in a while. He's been in his lab and everything, working on this next big project. And I really like the setup of Marty. It shows, it kind of cuts to him. He realizes they're the clocks are set back an hour or whatever.
They're by 25 minutes.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, are you telling me it's 8:45? And then he's like, I'm late for school. And then the Huey Lewis and the
Power
news plays.
Beep,
yeah, so great. And it says a lot about his character. Obviously, he's late. He's on his skateboard and everything, listening to music.
Yeah.
He knows people throughout the town and everything.
I love that it's a small town too.
Yeah.
Also, it has this small town vibe to it that I just love so much.
And he grabs onto the hood of this truck, and
I know.
And the guy looks in his mirror,
He's all, huh?
and he just kind of waves. And then he shows up late to school, obviously, and then his girlfriend tries to sneak him in.
Jennifer, yeah.
And they set up kind of a motive right away with this guy, Mr. Strickland. This bald school counselor, principal, whatever. And he's immediately demeaning this kid. And he's saying that you're never going to amount to anything, just kind of in this over the top way.
Yeah, yeah.
But
the typical 80s school principal.
And for me, I enjoy it. It's just such a quick setup. They jump into it right away. They kind of set up a arc with Marty that we're meant to experience through this movie.
Right.
And yes, it is done in this over the top way with this principal, but you really get the feeling that Marty has potential, and he really wants to achieve that so much. And then they follow it up in the next scene when he's doing these band tryouts and everything.
Yeah.
Which I really love this scene. It just shows someone,
so funny.
It shows Marty really committing to his guitar playing. He just is going super into it. He's reaching that kind of zone as a performer and everything.
Yeah.
And it sets up later on in such a great way.
And I love that the other judges are just kind of looking, and they have the straightest faces imaginable.
And they're trying to find a band to perform for this school dance. And this guy just cuts him off, and he's like, I'm sorry, you guys are just way too damn loud.
You're too loud.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I didn't know it, but my dad told me that guy, the guy who says you're too loud, that's the main singer from Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a little cameo.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
that's pretty cool.
That is really sick, actually.
So much of this humor and things in this movie, I did have to have explained to me by my dad. But now that I kind of know what this humor and stuff is referencing, all the Easter eggs.
I'll definitely say, when I was a kid, I definitely didn't get a lot of the jokes. A lot of it just flew over my head. But then when I rewatched it, obviously I still got some of the jokes. But even now, just on this rewatch, I'm still picking up on jokes even now, which is so insane because I've probably seen this movie at least a dozen times at this point in my life.
Yeah. So after that, it sets up basically Marty doesn't feel like he's accepted by a lot of, his family.
Yeah, which is kind of ironic
school.
considering his character and everything. He's kind of they kind of show him off as like the cool guy, like, in the beginning and everything. And you kind of realize he's kind of not that cool.
Yeah.
I mean, his best friend is like Dr. Emmett Brown, which I feel like I just realized this now. I'm like, that is kind of such an insane pairing. And then I love the interaction between like him and his dad at the beginning. It's like Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it a handful of things before. He's always this like dorky, awkward freak or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love his little laugh. He's all, aha, aha. And he's like watching some like show on the TV.
Yeah. They do such a good job showing the parents as older with like these prosthetics and things.
I just realized it was prosthetics
it looks
too.
I'm like, holy crap. Like the mom, she looks older.
Yeah. Same with like
I like the setup of the family in general. Like she's like, your uncle didn't make parole again. And it's just this cake. And like his siblings, like obviously they're doing their own thing. So they don't really pay much attention to him.
His dad is kind of like a deadbeat, honestly. Like he just keeps getting bullied by Biff, which just makes for like a really funny foreshadowing thing in the second half.
Yeah. And it really sets up him as like a teenager. Like he comes back to the house. This car has been in a wreck, and it was part of his plan to take his girlfriend to the lake and everything.
Yeah. He couldn't tell his parents.
Yeah. So I really like in this movie that they just really establish Marty, and they give you all these motives and things to really kind of sympathize with him and really get behind what he wants. You know?
And I love that it's like simple enough for like the audience to understand. It's just not this like crazy complex existential reason for why he's doing the things that he's doing. You know? I like that they keep everything like really simple and like to the point.
I love that too. And I love the introduction to obviously Biff.
He's
his
great.
Interaction with the dad and everything.
Hello, McFly, you there?
It is like, it's so funny. Like in this scene, all he cares about is his clothes because he spilled beer on them. He doesn't care about his car. He doesn't care about George McFly's car. He's like, look at this. Who's gonna pay my cleaning bill? I'm just like, God, it's so funny. In this opening, you just really hate this guy Biff, and
he's like a funny unlikable though, honestly.
He is funny. And he does like kind of the over the top kind of bully thing, but it really works, man. Like I don't know, it's just something that
it's just the performance I for really me enjoy. Honestly, that it just works so much.
I definitely want to take a moment to shout out Thomas F. Wilson. Like this guy, I mean, he's kind of synonymous with my childhood because he voices a lot of characters in SpongeBob. And it took me forever to recognize his voice. Like he plays the bully Flask the Flounder. He's like, I'm going to kick your butt. Yeah.
No way.
And he does a lot. Smacks. He did the Strangler in SpongeBob.
Are you serious?
Strangler. Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. That's really sick.
He has like the most bully inflection in his voice. He can just do it so well, and it's so funny. So it's kind of funny seeing him in this, and then obviously in SpongeBob, I started to recognize his voice. I was
my God,
that's him.
Wow. Yeah, I've never even noticed that. That's insane.
But yeah, that whole interaction, this first 15, 20 minutes does so much setup so well for when you go back in time and everything.
And it surprisingly doesn't feel like too much either, considering how much they set up and everything.
So when you get to this moment with the family and everything, and obviously Biff, it sets up a lot. And I feel like past this part is where you get into obviously the more sci-fi stuff that starts to happen.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And I would expect, I think because this movie's in the 80s and everything, it doesn't feel as drastic of a jump. I feel like they do such a good job in this movie of making it feel pretty grounded, things like that.
Which was so surprising, honestly, yeah. I mean, even just look at like the time machine in general, like it's a car. It's like a DeLorean car, and I love like the kind of like reasoning, like obviously Dr. Emmett Brown gives.
That scene in general, when Marty's pulling up to the mall on his skateboard and everything.
Twin Pines Mall.
Which
makes for a really funny joke later on.
Really funny. So Marty pulls up and there's this truck thing, and it starts to unload this machine, And I remember as a kid just thinking like, whoa, like
that blew my mind as a kid, honestly. I was like, what's in there, you know? And then when they like have that reveal, I was like, I was starstruck, honestly.
And seeing Doc Brown for the first time, I was just like, this guy's like looks so weird, you know? He has like this crazy hair.
He's like a literal bad scientist.
Yeah, he's got this jumpsuit on.
I was a kid. I remember that like blowing my mind also. I was like that. I think honestly to this day, even rewatching it now, I'm like, that's still like one of my favorite character introductions ever.
I think Doc Brown is someone who, like, when I hear the word scientist, I think of him. I don't know why.
Yeah, same. Even as a kid, I was like, oh, I thought it's so funny. I thought all scientists looked like that when I was a kid. And then when I saw like a scientist later on, I was like, oh,
I love his performance that he gives.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd
does such a good job.
Yeah, he's great in everything, honestly.
He does the humor very well. He does the scientific part really well. He does the emotional side really well.
His range is insane.
Yeah. In this movie, for sure. Like, especially rewatching it, like, I could feel like this role could be done wrong very easily. You know?
It could either be too over the top, it could be maybe too serious, but I don't know what it is. He just finds like the perfect balance, him and Robert Zemeckis, honestly.
So he gets into, they do a great job of explaining this time travel, which for me was essential as a kid. Like, if I didn't understand it, I wouldn't really know the stakes that are involved. You know? And as the movie plays through, they don't try to over explain a lot when it's first introduced. They do just enough for you to understand how this works. Yeah. And it's so smart. They put this dog Einstein in the car. And it's so funny.
It's like an
Doc
RC
Brown
car.
told Marty to bring this tape. It's this video recorder to record this thing. They put Einstein in the car, and Doc Brown turns on this like remote control, and it immediately starts taking off. And I love Marty's line. He's like, "Oh, you got that hooked up to the car," and he just kind of stops when he realizes it's hooked up to the car. And he has great control of it. He's driving it around and everything.
It's like an RC car come to life.
And it's so funny. Like, he turns and has it pointed directly at them. And he's like revving it up. And he's like, if my calculations are correct, when this thing gets to 88 miles, you're going to see some serious shit. And I don't know, his delivery on that line is just so funny. It's so cocky.
So, whoa, he's cussing?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then it immediately just takes off towards them. And Marty is getting like this kind of fear of like, are we going to stand right here while this thing drives at him? And I love the effects too, the way this car kind of lights up.
As a kid, I was like, wait, move out of the way. The car's going to hit you.
And the effects in this movie are so great. You have obviously the CGI stuff, which some people could say is a little dated, but it's fine. It works for me.
It still holds up surprisingly. Like, even on like the DVD I have, I'm like, it still looks surprisingly solid.
And I love the iconicness of the car about to hit him, and immediately just kind of vanishes, and these fire marks are left where the wheels are. Like, that just looks so cool.
And then the license plate says like out of time.
So great. And Marty is just like, you incinerated Einstein. Like, he's gone, and he just can't understand what's going on. Doc Brown's like super excited. And I love their kind of back and forth in that situation. Doc Brown explains, like, I sent him into the future by a couple minutes and everything. And this does such a great job because you, like Marty, you're having questions as to how this works, you know. You're kind of just bewildered by everything. Shortly after a couple minutes, Einstein comes back, and immediately they have to jump out of the way because the car was coming.
And I love the way it comes back too. It's like, it just like pops.
And I love the humor of it too. Like, Doc Brown is like looking at the car, and he looks, and then he starts walking towards it. And then this exhaust like just explodes out of the back. And Doc Brown has this face of like, that wasn't supposed to happen. And then he touches the car and it's like freezing. And I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. Like, I don't know how time travel works. So as far as I'm concerned, it probably does freeze or something.
Yeah, it is very strange.
And then he opens the car and Einstein's fine. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I kind of understand it. Like, he jumped over that minute. They matched the clocks up. Einstein's clock matches Doc Brown's, and he basically just skipped a minute.
Yeah.
And he arrived in that moment in time. And for me as a kid, I was able to grasp that and kind of understand how this works.
I was like, whoa, he's a minute into the future. That's crazy.
Obviously, physicists and everything now are like, that's not how it would work. But honestly, I think it does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And again,
it's pretty effective too, honestly. I was like, like the way they showcase the time travel in the beginning, I'm like, it's enough for me to understand the kind of concept of it.
And when you get like, this is a big concept for honestly general going audiences to understand.
Yeah, it's so complex.
Yeah.
I mean, man, obviously we get into it in the second half with the whole timeline and all that, but man.
And this does such a good job of answering those questions as this movie kind of plays along. So after that whole sequence, I was immediately on board. The moment I was just like, whoa, this is so cool. Everything in this time travel scene just sets up everything so well. And I loved, obviously, the look of the car. This is honestly probably the most iconic car in movie history. Like,
which is so insane.
Anytime you see this car, you instantly know what it is.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Like, it's a time machine. Like, they literally picked the perfect car for this, which I heard they were thinking of going with something else. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a car. I think they were going to make it a fridge that
that's so funny.
You were going to get into, but they were scared that kids would try to climb in their fridges and stuff. So they made it a car.
I probably would have done that as a kid.
And it's one of those things, like when I'm driving, and rarely it happens, but if I ever hit like 88, it's kind of just this thought in my head of like, oh, that's cool.
I might go back in time.
Yeah.
Or into the future.
Yeah. And this car is so iconic to the point, like anytime I see it, I immediately am just like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, there's this game I play called Rocket League, and in it you can pick like your car customization.
Yeah. The soccer racing thing.
They did a collab with Back to the Future of this car. And
really?
I missed the date when it went for sale, and I'm just waiting for it to come back. Like, I'm just like, I need that DeLorean. I have to have it.
Well, and I love the explanation like Doc gives for why he used the DeLorean specifically.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it has to do with kind of like the metal of the car or something like that. I'm like, that's like such a cool way. Like the film did not have to do that.
Exactly.
But I love that they give like specific kind of reasonings for why why they have like a car like that, you know?
And I can't imagine back then in the 80s of seeing that DeLorean and stuff. Like, I don't know the significance of that. I don't know exactly how popular that car was. I don't know anything, but all I know is it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
I know that car because of this movie.
Exactly. One of my friends said he was able to get in one, and he hit his head on the door like when it opened.
I can see that.
And then it jumps into the plot immediately after. These out of nowhere, these like Libyan terrorists.
I like that they're all in this like Volkswagen van.
It's so funny now. Like, it's so over the top. This guy is out of the sunroof with like an AK-47. He just immediately starts shooting at Doc Brown. I just love the line of Doc Brown. And he's like, they found me. I don't know how, but they found me. And Marty's filming this whole time. He's like, who? And he's like, who do you think? The Libyans. And I'm just like, what the heck? But then I start to realize, and then he explained it earlier, he stole the plutonium and everything.
Yeah, through the terrorists. Yeah. Which is insane.
Insane. Oh, also, I love the setup of them putting the plutonium in the car. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, the whole flux capacitor thing looks amazing.
Plays so amazing, and the props and stuff that they use just look so real.
It's creative. I'm like, wow.
And it sets up so much stuff later on. Like, he's wearing this radiation suit when he goes back in time. And
it's great.
They do some great stuff with it. And again, it's just like such a smart way of planning your story of this guy is really out of his own element. He's a man out of time. We're going to play into every aspect of pretty much anything that he brings with him, down to his clothes, down to the Walkman he has, down to the radiation suit, everything. They're going to use all those aspects.
And I love that all of it's used to its advantage too. Like
really
I
is.
wouldn't even think of like using half of this stuff.
I wouldn't either.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially like when I'm writing, I'm like, man, I wouldn't even think of coming up with some
It's
of that
so
stuff.
smart. So yeah, they set up the Libyans and everything. Doc
It's
Brown,
so funny. Also
Yeah.
kind of sad though.
Yeah, Doc Brown gets shot, and I remember watching that as a kid. Just
I'm
being
like, oh my God,
what
he's
the
dead.
heck?
What happened?
Marty jumps into the car, takes off.
There's this like cool little car chase in the parking
Yeah.
lot. That's like really funny too.
They set up the plutonium and everything, and he's able to go back in time.
And it's kind of by accident too that he
By
clicks
accident.
1955.
Yeah.
When Doc is like showing Marty like
Yeah.
how to do the time travel thing.
Yeah. And it was coincidentally the day he invented time travel. And like, I love that the date has no significance to pretty much anyone.
Well, and I
Yet-
love that it's like all by chance and coincidence. I
Yeah.
love that they play into that
Yeah.
so much in this film.
And he went back to the moment that's so pivotal where for his parents, for for Doc, for everyone,
For the clock tower.
Everything was just happened to happen at that week. Which obviously now you could be like, that's very coincidental, but I don't know. I think that's kind of cool, and it really kind of shows like your life can play out in these significant moments.
These little things that
Yeah.
can happen that, you know,
Exactly.
obviously throughout. I'm just like, wow.
So he goes back in time, and immediately he's like in this cornfield. I love the shot of him like screaming. He hits the tree. Or no, he doesn't hit the tree. He hits the scarecrow and
Yeah.
it flies.
And he, like, just
then the
rams
mask
into the
falls
barn.
onto him,
Yeah.
rams into the barn. And the kid, this family goes into the barn. And they think it's like some alien,
And I love
because the
that-
kid has the
Comic book. I like that he just points it out to his dad. He's all, go get the gun.
And he's all, he already changed into human form. Shoot him. And Marty immediately takes off. In a little fun moment, he runs over one of the pine trees of the Twin Pines Mall. And I didn't notice it until later on, but they have a little joke at the end with that. Because I guess this guy had this idea about breeding pine trees.
Yep. Yeah.
So funny. So yeah, they go past that, and Marty is immediately just like doesn't know the situation that he's in. Takes off in the car and everything. He's just had people try to shoot at him, and so many fish out of water elements already playing, you know. But they just keep going with it. Like they just further dive into the point that this guy is the fish out of water.
Yeah, I mean,
you
just
know?
even the music choices too. Like this is one thing I picked up on, but I love so much of the music choices in this film, and I love that it's exactly the music that would be around in like the 1950s. Like it really, for me, just sucks me into the atmosphere of like the 1950s pop culture and everything that was going on around that time.
Yeah. Love the iconic shots of him. Obviously, he waits till morning and he parks this car.
That's like in his neighborhood area.
That is such a great reveal of him seeing his neighborhood being built. Like, can you imagine how freaky that would feel?
Yeah, and then you have like this poster that's like of like, oh, this is what homes will look like in the future, and like I love it. Like I love at like the beginning. It's like the neighborhood is like all graffitied up. It's all like kind of beaten up and all that stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And that is such a great moment and a great shot of him seeing that neighborhood and everything. And then, like you said, when he goes in Hill Valley and this music's playing, and he sees just everything is just so different. And these moments, and then the moment in the diner, are where you start to see what Michael J. Fox is bringing to the table. So obviously some people might know this, but if you don't, this part was originally supposed to be played by Eric Stoltz. And they actually filmed up to like 8 or 9 weeks with Eric.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they filmed with him. And at the course of those 9 weeks, they were watching this play out and they were just like, something's not right. Like this guy is just... he's playing it in a different way than the directors had intended. And it's funny because originally they wanted Michael J. Fox to play this, but Michael J. Fox was filming a television show, so he was kind of caught up in that. As they were filming with Eric Stoltz, one of the interesting things he said in the table read is that he sees this character more as like a tragedy than anything else, because later on in the movie, he is a part of life that he never got to experience growing up and everything, which I find actually kind of interesting. Eric Stoltz sees it as like this guy is around his family who he doesn't know. It's not the family he grew up with. He has no knowledge of this. Like, he's just totally like, that's kind of tragic, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how he was playing it, was like just kind of this loner and everything.
It's an interesting way to like kind of take that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Very interesting. But apparently he did more of that than the humor that Michael J. Fox kind of adds to this whole thing. In a lot of these fish out of water situations that happen, Marty plays it in just like a comedic way, not fully like cracking jokes or anything.
Yeah, not like throwing quips every 2 seconds.
In his deliveries and things, there's just humor that's involved, and it works so well. Even down to his clothing. Like, even the original filming, Eric Stoltz wasn't wearing this life preserver jacket, looking totally out of normal, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something that they kind of reworked with Michael J. Fox, because he's like, no, he should be wearing something so different that everyone's just like, what is this guy wearing?
Yeah, like he's a literal fish out of water.
And yeah, in all these scenes and everything, it just sets it up so well that, you know, he's out of his element. And when you get to this diner scene where he sees his dad and everything, it's great. It's such a great setup of, okay, he went back in time, but now he gets to meet his parents at the same age. And I'm like, well, that is just such a good idea. That is
it's so weird.
So weird, but so funny.
And it's funny how different they are from each other, you know?
They're so different.
I love those opposite dynamics so much in film, and man, do they just take full advantage of it in this movie.
I like that the son is the one who has to give the dad confidence and everything. That's just like so interesting, and I'm like, wow, that's like, that's crazy to think about, you know?
Yeah, right, exactly.
And it's such a great kind of arc for him to go on and everything, because he was someone who was feeling kind of unsure of himself, you know? That's what the principal was telling him. That's what was going on with the music and everything.
He was very uncertain about his future.
Yeah, and he's a person, like he says, he just doesn't know if he can handle rejection, things like that, you know? And I love that he kind of instills that in his own father.
Yeah.
That's just something that is really, really cool.
And it's like, you could definitely tell that's like kind of where he gets it from too. It's like he gets it from his dad. And it's like, especially at a young age, you see why.
I like the humor in the diner scene. It's so funny. I laugh at this thing every time. But obviously this had to be explained to me because I wasn't around when this came out. And I don't think my dad was either. But he told me that this diner scene is really funny, this interaction between this guy and this Marty, the guy working the diner. So Marty goes in, tries to get a phone book to call Doc Brown, everything, ends up taking the paper out. He goes to ask this guy working the diner, he's like, do you know where this is? And then the guy immediately is like, are you going to order something? Because this guy's thinking, this weirdo shows up in his diner with this life preserver on. And it's so funny that what he says to him when he walks in, he's like, you jump ship?
Oh.
Yeah.
I just realized that now.
So funny. Yeah. But this interaction, so Marty's like, I guess I'll order something. And he's like, I'll get a tab. And back in the 50s, a tab, well, obviously they say it now, is like the receipt that your bill comes on. Oh. So it's like a tab.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But back in the 80s, there was a soda called a tab. So he asks, can I get a tab? And he's like, I can't give you a tab unless you order something. And ordering, I'm like, that's kind of funny. I'm like, that's kind of, because he thinks he's ordering a soda. He doesn't. And then Marty's like, well, give me a Pepsi Free. So back in the 80s, they had a product called Pepsi Free, which was like free of sugar or whatever. Obviously, it's Pepsi Diet or whatever.
Diet Pepsi, yeah.
So he asked for a Pepsi free. The diner guy thinks he wants a Pepsi without paying for it. And he's like, if you want a Pepsi, you got to pay for it. And it's just like such a funny interaction. It's just like, wait, what? Like, and it's after it was explained to me, I'm like, actually, that is really funny. That's like a nice fish out of water moment, but also kind of relevant to the time. You know, we don't have Pepsi free anymore. We don't have Tab. And it does a good job of kind of serving as like a time capsule. So then he's like, just give me something without any sugar, you know? And I like that whole setup of him being in the diner and then almost immediately his dad. And he realizes it when Biff walks in and everything. It's just like this.
His introduction is so funny.
Oh, it's so great. And you see Biff of the 50s. He's the exact same.
I love it. He just doesn't age.
He just talks the same way. He's still bullying George McFly.
I guess for me, it like showcases like, you know what? Some people just don't change.
Yeah, it's so funny. And just the interaction is almost immediately the same.
Hello.
Crispin Glover does such a good job of playing this nerdy dad and everything.
I don't know what it is with Crispin Glover. Just like every movie, he pulls it off so well, and especially in this movie.
Oh, it's so great.
He's great.
And I love the way this whole thing, this scenario with his dad and everything kind of plays out. It's almost like this moment of like, he wants to say something. He wants to address, you're my dad. And almost immediately he realizes this guy's like looking at him and he's like, well, what do you want? And he's like, you're George McFly. He's like, yeah, who are you? And this whole thing plays out and then it evolves to George leaving, you know, and then his dad just ends up following him. And it sets up this funny situation that they referenced earlier of Marty getting hit by this car. And earlier in the movie, that's where
George is like a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's where they reference, she's like, oh, you got hit by that car. That's when I first met your father.
Yeah.
And she's like, what were you doing, George? Were you bird watching? It's funny. Now you get to see what he was doing. He falls out of the tree. This guy hits him with the car. Marty runs in the way to save his dad, pushes him out of the way, ends up getting involved in this pivotal situation with both of his parents.
It's like a life-affecting choice he made.
And that's such a creative idea when it comes to time travel. If you were to go back in time, and what if you started messing with those pivotal moments?
What if you moved the chair the other way?
Yeah. It's amazing. And it sets up this whole kind of faulty romance that this mom falls for
Marty.
But now it's for Marty because she felt sorry for him because he got hit by a car.
It's like, ooh, yeah, that's...
It's so wild.
It was pretty weird.
It's so funny. Like, he wakes up, he thinks he's back where he was. Obviously, he's talking to his mom, so he's like, oh, he thinks he's like, I had this horrible nightmare. And it turns on the lights, and it's his mom when she's younger. He doesn't have his pants on. She calls him Calvin because his underwear says Calvin Klein on it. That is so funny. And he's like, why do you keep calling me Calvin? And she's like, it's written all over your underwear. It's like, why would you have your own name? That's so funny.
Oh, man.
So much of this humor is just so funny. And he immediately just gets weirded out, but it's kind of funny. He meets like some of his relatives and everything. I love the line. He sees his Uncle Joey in the crib.
He's all get used to those bars.
That's so funny.
Oh man.
And he's referencing stuff. He's like, he sees
like the show that he was watching from earlier.
He's like, oh, you know, this is a
rerun.
classic.
He's all, what's a rerun?
Yeah. And then he references things like he says John F. Kennedy, and they're like, who the hell is that?
John F. Kennedy, who's that?
Yeah. And it's so funny. And they do that a few times. Like when he goes to Doc Brown's house, he's like, who's president of the future? And he's like, oh, Ronald Reagan.
He just laughs at his face.
And to them, Ronald Reagan's like an actor. So they're like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And it's so funny because it's like that stuff does happen. You know?
Yeah, because, I've even referenced that before in the podcast when we were talking about movie news. I'm like, if you told me that 10 years ago, I'd be laughing in your face.
Exactly. And I love this setup of Doc not trusting Marty. Marty goes to his house and he's like trying to get Doc on his side, trying to tell him.
Doc is like trying to read his mind. That was really funny too.
Oh yeah, that is really funny. He's got like that device and he puts it on his head. He's like, "Don't tell me anything. I'm gonna guess and everything."
He's all, "Are you trying to sell me something?"
It's so funny. And then Marty references the day that he invented time travel. He's like, I know exactly how it happened.
And then he shows him like the video.
Head.
Yeah.
And that's so great. And I love the thought that Marty just watched this guy die. Yeah. Like that's kind of dark, but man, that adds a lot of heart to this movie. He watched him die and he has every chance to tell him what's going to happen.
It's like a double motivation too. It's like not only is he trying to get with George and his mom, but now he also has maybe possibly saving Doc's life. Yeah.
And he has just so much riding on him while he's in the past and everything. And even Doc mentions like, well, what happens? Like he watches the tape and everything. And it's such a great moment. But I like how immediately after that, because this guy's a scientist and he's been working on this time travel thing, he immediately trusts Marty. He doesn't even question it. He just immediately is like, this guy is from the future. We built the time machine. It works. And immediately he just starts acting like the Doc that we saw earlier, you know, which is great. And it really provides like a level of comfort for Marty while he's in the past. And I like that. I like that so much. I like their dynamic. I like how they work together.
That's incredible.
These characters are just so iconic. And it's because of that back and forth, you know, like you can
just have a great banter to both of them.
Yeah. And I couldn't imagine either person not in these roles, you know?
Yeah. Like, and I think it helps too with like the age gap also. Like obviously Marty's like much younger. Doc's like a much older guy. So it's fun to kind of just see that back and forth of like different perspectives.
And I like Doc Brown's realization of like, we have to keep you here. No one can know. We're just going to try to fix this thing. He's like, did you run into anyone else besides me today?
Yeah.
And he's like, I might have bumped into my parents.
He's like, great Scott.
And I love the setup of him looking at the photo of his siblings. And his
head's all chopped off.
You see they're starting to get erased. And I'm like, holy crap, that's kind of scary. And he's like, you may have altered some things that you
wiped from existence.
Yeah. Sets a real weight to everything going on. But it's great. Past that setup, I love the idea of them trying to send Marty back.
Yeah.
They don't have access to plutonium, nothing. Marty happens to have that flyer from the clock tower in his pocket that says exactly when lightning hit the clock tower. And that's, again, like he had it in his pocket. I wouldn't think to do that as like a writer or something.
Yeah.
That's so smart to have Marty have that, to know, okay, how do we set this up?
Right. And it doesn't feel forced or anything either.
Yeah. And I love Doc's like, well, we have to kind of harness this lightning and everything and channel it into the time machine.
Well, it's funny. They show a picture of like Thomas Edison too and like Doc's house. I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool. I'm like, they're really using lightning and everything to their advantage.
Yeah. Because without that, he's kind of stranded, you know.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is a scary thought.
Yeah. You just got to live through the 50s and 60s.
But they realize they have a couple weeks to kind of plan this out. So Marty's going to try to fix this situation with his parents. And I love this setup of him going to the school. Doc goes with him.
I like that Strickland just looks exactly the same.
Marty's all, didn't that guy ever have hair? That's so funny.
Oh, man.
And it's kind of true though. You get those people who just really look exactly
Dude, it's crazy. Like some people, I don't know what it is. Like I notice this with bald people a lot of the time. You don't age. That's like the power of being bald, I guess.
And I like the setup of Doc seeing what exactly is going on with the mom. The mom is really falling for Marty, and Doc is like, we
gotta fix this like right away.
Is messed up.
And then I love when like Doc and Marty see like George McFly, and he's all, oh, that's my dad. And the Doc is like, are you sure you weren't adopted?
That's so funny. He's all getting kicked and like pushed around the hall. Oh, that's
he's all,
so
I'm
funny.
sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Stop kicking me. He's so dorky, I swear.
Yeah. And Marty is almost immediately trying to set these two up together.
Yeah, and he does everything he can. I love how far they take that, too.
That's such a great plot point of, like, as a kid, you have to get your parents to kind of fall in love with each other. Like, that's so funny.
Yeah, you're the one having to do it.
Yeah.
I know. It is kind of funny.
There's so many great aspects that they play into with it. And then Marty's still trying to push it further and further. But he can't get his dad to get on board. He tries to be friends with him. He tries to, tell him that, oh, this will benefit you if you do this, And George is like, well, I can't go to the dance because my favorite show is playing.
I'm like, of course he would say something like that. It's like dorky ass, of course.
And it's so smart. Marty kind of clues into that and is like, well, I'm going to try to trick him into doing this. So he wears
the hazmat suit. Yeah,
this is the other part that we rewound so many times. We thought it was so funny.
Okay.
He wears the hazmat suit, puts the Walkman on over his dad's ears while he's sleeping, and he plays this Van Halen
song,
crazy guitar and everything. That to people at that time, that just sounds like random noise. Like, what is that? And all these drums. And George thinks he's being visited by these aliens. He doesn't know what this person is. He's playing this loud music, and Marty is kind of clues into like sci-fi, and he's like, I'm an extraterrestrial.
He's all, I'm Darth Vader.
And he's like, I'm from the planet Vulcan.
Wait, so does that mean Darth Vader is like different in their time period then?
Honestly, it's so funny. And just that setup of George just waking up being like, who are you and everything. Oh my God. We were laughing so hard. We thought it was so funny.
Just the way he wakes up too is like so funny.
Yeah, it's
just his like facial expression.
So ridiculous. And then it sets up that now George is going to do it because this alien told him he had to. So he immediately the next day runs to find Marty and is like, oh, I have to they said they were going to vaporize my brain if I didn't ask Lorraine to the dance.
But that's such a great way. It doesn't feel like forced or like convenient. I'm like, that feels like just such a natural progression to like getting to this point in the story.
Great. And he goes along with it. They go to this diner and everything.
You're my density.
He sends so George to go. George is like, I don't know what to say. And he gives him these lines. Tell her you're my destiny. Fate has brought me to you. We have to end up together. He's like, and it's so funny. It's just like in that moment, you kind of are like, wow, this is like a son telling his dad how to do this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
When it should be the other way around.
Other way around. And I guess for me, it like showcases how sometimes the son can be like the most mature one in the relationship between like a father and son.
Exactly. It's so great. And he's like, you're my density. This and this. I like it when he walks in, he's like, give me a milk, chocolate, and then just slides down the bar. So funny. And then obviously
it's great.
Biff comes in and he's like, I thought I told you never to come in here. And I like how Marty kind of takes it upon himself to stop Biff. That's something that it's nice to show his character. Doc Brown told him to stop messing with everything. He has to kind of play it safe. But Marty in this moment still chooses to intervene and kind of stop Biff.
Kind of stand up for him, pretty much.
Trips him, and then Biff stands up. This guy's like huge.
He's like a giant. God.
And Marty's kind of outsmarts him. And Biff's just kind of stupid. So he's like, oh, what is that over there? And just hits him. And then he runs out, and there are these kids like on this like scooter thing.
Did you know Marty McFly invented skateboards?
Skateboarding. And it's so funny. This is kind of came out around the time, or I watched it around the time that before I got into skateboarding. So okay. Kind of like how you mentioned, like Marty is like such a cool character. He's so funny, you know. It's one of those moments where you want to be like this guy. And even when I started skating and stuff, you would think of like Marty McFly. You would think of like just anytime you saw anyone else skateboarding, you know. Yeah. And Michael J. Fox is just like so cool in this movie that
I know.
Just want to be exactly like him.
He's a good role model, you know.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I just love this whole action sequence around this kind of area near the diner of him skating and everything.
It's so awesome.
It's so great.
That chase sequence between like him and Biff, it's so awesome. And then like when when Biff like runs into like the manure or whatever, he's all, oh shit.
So funny.
And that's a great poop joke.
No, that is a great one. Then it just sets up that Lorraine's just falling even more in love with Marty.
I'm like, oh no. Oh,
that sucks. But yeah, that whole action sequence is great. Love it. It kind of shows a weird side to Lorraine too. Like she's like, oh, I'm gonna follow him home.
She's a stalker. She's kind of stalking
him. Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird.
And I guess it kind of shows her character too. It's like, yeah, she's not an all-around saint, you know, especially later on.
And that whole situation is just such a great subplot to the movie. I like how he has to not only get his parents together, but he's kind of fixing aspects in their lives and everything of trying to make them better.
Yeah, like those past mistakes that ended up just kind of like ruining their family later on.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like that. Then it kind of sets up this whole dance night that they're supposed to go to.
Which is so awesome. That's probably like it's so hard to pick a favorite part of this film, but I think for me, that's probably like in my top 3 of like favorite parts of this film.
No, it really is. And I like how it's just something that as a kid he would hear all the time, that they fell in love at this dance, they kissed at this dance. So he knows about it. He knows exactly what it is. It motivates him to get his dad to go, you know, and try, you know, he has to put in some kind of effort or his whole existence is at stake.
I mean, that's literally how love is though. You got to put in the time and the effort,
exactly.
You know? It's not like, obviously it could come to you at like a random time, but you got to make the effort for it. You know, nobody else is going to do it for you.
It's so amazing. And, there's so many aspects of this movie that just work together so well. I'll probably skip over a few parts just in the interest of time. But when you get to this dance scene, basically Biff and his friends are still looking for Marty. They ruined his car and everything.
I know, it's so funny.
And they find him and they immediately... So there was this whole setup of Marty getting his dad. It's so weird. Marty was going to like kind of go too far with his mom. George was going to show up.
And then punch him,
Marty, and then
which ain't too bad of an idea, honestly. It's not too bad of a plan.
And then Biff comes along, and
it's like, just kidding. It's a nice little bait and switch.
Just kidding. And they take him and lock him in the back of this car, and there's all of these guys in there. It's the band who's playing.
It's the
Marvin, Berry, and the Starlighters. Which is great. Another great joke. It's so funny. And Marty's like locked inside, and he's locked in this trunk and everything.
And the keys are also in there.
The keys are in there, and he's missing out on this moment he was trying to set up and everything.
And it's funny too, like earlier on before that, like there's a scene where like Lorraine kisses him and she's all, this is weird. It's like kissing my brother.
That is actually really funny. And then, it sets up that whole kind of climax with George and everything. And it plays out in such a crazy way. And again, like you see that there's so many parts in this movie where the plot kind of de-escalates and everything, but then almost immediately it
just surprises you.
It's followed up by another plot point that I forgot about. Like like when he fixes the parents and everything, then I'm reminded, I'm like, oh wait, this guy doesn't belong here. He has to go back. And I'm like, oh crap. Like, and immediately the action's elevated and you're just like on the edge of your seat.
The stakes are even more higher than they already were, honestly.
The stakes are higher and everything. And I love one of the parts I'll kind of touch back on. The idea of them sending him back is so great. Like the lightning hits this cord, goes across this pole, but it has to be right at the right time that he hits it. And that's just like, man, that's so genius. And you can tell that Marty really just thinks Doc Brown is just so smart. He's like, how did you come up with this? Like, this is amazing.
It's like a cool little mechanism. They pull it. Yeah. It like pulls on the car. I like the excuse he gives to the cop. He's like, oh, it's like a weather thing.
Yeah. I like, that's one of the heartfelt moments that I really enjoy. Marty writes this letter to Doc Brown saying exactly what's going to happen to him in the future. Doc Brown is of the mentality of, I'm not supposed to know my future because it can create,
paradoxes and
catastrophe and paradoxes. So he doesn't want to know, but Marty knows he's going to die. And I like the moment between them before Marty goes to the dance and everything. Doc Brown is basically saying, like, it's going to be hard to talk to you or to not talk to you
for 30 years.
30 years. And
that's so sad.
Yeah, it's just such like a great heartfelt moment of like, oh, wait, that is kind of tragic. Like, he won't be able to say anything to him for a long time. And this is going to be the guy who really, like he says, he's like, you helped my life. You make me realize that this stuff works, like I am smart enough to do all this stuff. And Marty, it's almost like he's saying goodbye for the last time because the next time he goes into the future, this stuff's already going to play out.
Right.
And that's like such a smart idea. And it's tragic, but man, it just adds a heart to this movie that I didn't even fully expect, because you expect it between him and his parents. But you don't really expect it between him and this
Doc.
crazy scientist. And that's such a layer that I appreciate so much with this movie, especially rewatching it now that I'm older and everything. I'm like, man, that would be kind of sad. Like, we literally your best friend and you won't get to see him for the next 30 years. But man, it just adds a great moment between them. Mm-hmm. When Marty comes back, Doc finds the letter in his pocket and he wasn't supposed to find it or anything. And he's immediately rips it up. And,
oh God. I'm just like, no.
That hurts so much. And it's just like, come on. And the cord comes unattached from the tower.
Everything starts to go wrong. Last minute, I'm like, oh no.
And in the moment, first time watching, I am just like freaking out. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, how is this going to work? Like, what's going to happen?
Is he going to go back to 1985?
Yeah. And it just sets up this great third act of Marty racing and everything. And I love the part of them realizing how they have to fix this. Marty has to go back to the start line and everything. It's just so great and everything.
And then like the car like stalls. Oh my God.
It's so great.
Because he tries to go back, I think like 20 minutes earlier. Yeah. So he doesn't miss the...
And even after he rips up the letter, Marty's trying to tell him what's going to happen.
He's all, what?
Yeah. And he can't hear and everything. And it's just great. I'm kind of getting out of order here, so I apologize. One of the other moments, it's the stand-up moment. One of the stand-up moments of the movie is Marty playing the song. So he realizes he's disappearing. The guy cut his hand. Marvin Berry cut his hand, so he can't play guitar. So they can't finish the dance, but Marty's like, we have to finish the dance because this is where people kiss and they fall in love and everything like that.
Did you know Marty pioneered a whole era of rock music?
And it's so great. The cut. This is like just peak editing for me. He's like, unless you know someone else who's going to play the guitar, and it just cuts to him playing. I love that so much.
It's great.
And he's like disappearing, you know?
Yep.
And George has to do this, and Marty's trying to get George to do it. And
they have some redheaded dude just takes Lorraine. I'm like,
just some
get this cute, cool guy out of here.
So funny. And he does it and everything. And that's a great moment. He sees the picture, him and his siblings come back, and he realizes he's fixed everything.
And he just does this killer solo.
At that moment, he probably should leave. But then the guys are like, well, let's do another one. He's like, I don't know. They're like, let's do something that really cooks. And he's like, okay. And he's probably trying to think in his head of like music at that time.
Yeah.
So he thinks of Chuck Berry, which is just a great moment.
Johnny
go. Be Good.
Yep.
Just amazing. And he just shreds it. And this is a moment, like I said, it's pivotal for so many different things in my life. So coincidentally, this moment actually inspired one of my favorite artists to play the guitar. Was watching this moment as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. You guys obviously know John Mayer.
Oh,
He's
wow.
one of the most influential guitarists of our time now, but he references this movie as being the pivotal moment of him playing the guitar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox shredding on the guitar. And coincidentally, John Mayer's the reason why I play guitar. So it's kind of like this crazy
full circle moment.
Wow. And I didn't realize that as a kid. Obviously, watching this, Marty's so cool, playing, shredding, and everything. And little did I know that would kind of impact me in the future later on.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Very interesting foreshadowing thing within itself.
And then they do something with the humor. Obviously, the little nod with Chuck Berry. He's like,
"Yo, Marvin,
it's your cousin Marvin. You know that new sound you were looking for." That's so funny. But then they do something so funny. Marty just gets so into his playing that he just starts doing stuff
he does like
he's
a metal
used to.
Riff, yeah.
Metal things, just Van Halen, all his inspirations in the 80s. But people in the 50s don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And all it shows is him just going crazy.
He's a pioneer.
Over amps, him playing the guitar over his head, him jumping off the amps. And I love the slow progression of the bandmates being like, what's this guy doing? And
I love the line. He's all, you guys don't understand it, but your kids will understand it and they'll love it.
It's so great. It's such a great moment. And it's so funny. And then he goes off stage and Lorraine's like, that was very interesting music.
That's my favorite. Very interesting music.
And and that's one of the moments that's so cool because it's like Marty, even in his day and time, is kind of underappreciated and things like that. Even in this pastime and everything, it's kind of the same thing. And I like how it kind of shows that Marty is
history repeating itself for sure.
I like how it shows that Marty is who he is, you know, whether people fully understand him or not, he's going to do what he loves, you know.
He's just fully himself, you know, he just fully embraces that inner rock energy, inner high energy that he has, you know.
It's a great moment. And then he kind of says goodbye to his parents of, you know, he's not really going to see them again.
He brings up this random specific thing and he's all, if that kid burns the rug, just go easy on him.
That is so funny. And he takes off and the climax plays out and everything.
And it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
I love how they showcase the clock tower. Like he puts Doc Brown, like he connects the clock tower with the lightning. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. That actually makes sense for why it doesn't work anymore.
It's so smart. He just coincidentally hits it at the right moment. Everything just plays out in the most epic way. And Marty's back where he is.
And the way it transitions, it's like it just stops for a moment and then like a helicopter pops out. I was like, I remember as a kid, I was like, wait, are the two times combining together?
And before he takes off and everything, he realizes Doc ripped up the letter. So his plan is to go back early to warn Doc Brown what's going to happen. So when he crashes in the future and everything, it's just like this, the present and everything is just crazy. And then you see that Volkswagen take off and it's just like this moment
it's
of
the
like,
Libyans.
Great. And then the car doesn't work. And it's just
I'm
like,
no.
Oh my God. And like I said, again, like the plot resolves and then it just immediately
It's like a new
elevates it.
obstacle
And it's
now
like,
he has to go through.
and you're just on the edge of your seat all over again. And then man takes off and everything, and he shows up maybe a little too late. And that's when you get that little nod, the little Lone Pine Mall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knocked over the tree, and now it's just one.
Wow. Yeah.
That's so smart. And then Doc Brown gets shot and everything, and Marty takes off. It's just crazy to see this whole thing play out.
It's like a loop.
Yeah. It's like, how does this work? And then he runs up to Doc Brown, and he's alive, and he has the letter and everything. And he wore a vest and all that. And it's great.
And
It's
he pulls
such a
out the
great
letter.
moment. Yeah.
And it's all like kind of like stitched together a little bit.
It's great. It's a great moment. And the movie is just
The ending's
amazing.
fantastic.
And he sees his family and everything.
Yeah, George and Lorraine, they're all like super cool and everything.
Yeah.
They're all like deadbeat, you know, old dorky. I like that the kids, like the other like siblings, they all have like jobs and everything.
Yeah.
He's all, what do you mean, Marty? I always go to work with a suit.
The best moment is him waking up, him going into his house, just being so caught off by everything. And he's like, what the hell is this? And they're all breakfast.
Oh yeah.
And he fixed his parents' lives. They like his dad has a book and everything. Biff's outside like cleaning the car. It's so great.
He's all, make sure to put another coat on there.
Yeah.
Don't rip me off, Biff.
It's so funny. And you just realize that this kid fixed kind of all the things going wrong in his life. And then a great kind of full circle moment for him is opening the garage and seeing that truck.
4x4 truck. Oh, that was awesome.
That's great. And this movie just so amazing. And then
his girlfriend shows up, and then
shows
out
up.
of nowhere, like Doc Brown comes from the future. And I love that they have like a new way of like instead of like plutonium, it's all just like trash from the garbage can.
It's so funny. And it just immediately sets up this sequel
that's a great way to set up the sequel.
It is great. And they take
that
off in this
sequel's
car.
great too.
And he's like,
roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
yeah. And he tells him, he's like, we have to fix your future. And then Marty's like, what happens? Do we become assholes or something? And he's like, no, it's
your kids.
It's your kids. And I'm just like, that's so great. And then the credits roll and everything.
Yeah.
And the car flies off. And man, that's just like,
That's awesome.
that's so good. It's such a great blockbuster. It's such a great, it literally is the perfect movie. You know, there's nothing that
Which
I
is
find
insane.
wrong with it. Yeah.
It's insane. Like I've even rewatching it now, I'm like, I can't find anything to complain about with this. Like everything about this film just works.
And there's nothing that compares to it either. I just swear.
It's very unique. Yeah.
I've rarely had a movie that just hits every aspect so well. The emotion, the humor, the thriller aspects, the on the edge of your seat moments,
The drama moments.
the production design with the car, with the past, him going into the 50s, like it just hits everything so well. And it's just like this perfect amalgamation of things happening at the right time. Like Michael J. Fox, like they wanted to cast him in this movie. It didn't happen. They got this guy. They got
Didn't
rid
work
of
out.
him.
They got him.
Then they asked the producers of that show that Michael J. Fox was on, can he be on the show or can he be in the movie if he films at night during when you guys aren't shooting your show? And the producer just very reluctantly was like, okay, that's fine. Because the producer didn't want to lose him because he was such a big aspect to this show. And lo and behold, we get one of the most iconic movie performances of all time.
Yeah. I mean, just one of the most famous performances, I think, in history, honestly.
It's
Yeah.
insane. And this movie for me is just absolutely perfect. There's some elements, some people might say, you know, oh, time travel doesn't work that way, this and this. That's not what it's about for me. Like,
It's not going for a realistic time travel type of thing
exactly.
anyways, so it's kind of pointless for people to say that, so I don't know.
I don't know. I take it or leave it. It's something that, for me, it worked.
If you're a physicist, you might not like this movie.
Exactly.
So I do apologize to the physicists in our audience listening right now.
But yeah, for me, it's a 10. It's a perfect movie.
Heck yeah. Yeah. God, I guess what can I say about this film that hasn't been said a million times? Like, yeah, I mean, even now on this rewatch, I've probably seen this movie at least a dozen times, and I don't get tired of this film.
Never.
Like, ever. I still, like, the emotions still hit for me even now. Like, it's still for me like just one of the happiest films I've ever seen. I still have the goofiest smile on my face watching it. There's so many hilarious moments throughout, and it's crazy too because this movie is like almost 2 hours long, and yet I don't even feel the runtime. Like, everything just, no pun intended, everything just flies by.
Oh, it's perfectly paced.
And yeah, it's insane. And not only that, but just like the chemistry between Doc Brown and Marty McFly is just fantastic. Everything with his parents is just great. And there's so much incredible drama through that.
Yeah.
Biff is such a hilarious villain. I can't think of another funnier villain than Biff, honestly.
It really is so funny.
He really is, you know, and he makes the movie even better than it already is. And I think, honestly, for me, this is easily like my favorite film of Robert Zemeckis's, like
easily.
by a landslide. And that's saying a lot because I do love like some of his films like Castaway and Forrest Gump.
Yeah. But
this film for me is just like on another level of just like creativity.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite sci-fi films ever. And I think honestly, this might be my take, but this might be my favorite time travel film ever made, honestly. Just everything, like a time travel car. Like, come on, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. So yeah, for me, obviously, it's an easy 10 out of 10. If I could give this a higher rating, I would. I'd give it like a 12 out of 10, honestly.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much this film still holds up for me. And it's still just as fantastic as when I saw it when I was 5 years old.
No, it holds up so well on another level, and it has inspired so many different things, not even in just movies, like I mentioned with the music and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I didn't know that about John Mayer, actually.
Yeah, not even to mention like movie prop design with cars and everything. Like, it's just, man, this movie accomplished so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just pinnacle for me as a kid that I saw this when I did, man. Like, I can't even like express it. Like, it really, had I not seen it at that age, I don't know where some aspects of my life would be with my love of movies, my love of music and things like that. Like, it just, everything happened at the exact right moment.
Yeah, for sure.
It would have been cool, obviously, to see this in the 80s or something. And like,
I know, imagine that. Like, imagine like being in the shoes of like the audience at that time, you know, seeing this and everything for the first time. That sounds magical, honestly.
That would be insane. There are sequels to this movie that I really do enjoy.
So I was going to ask you, how do you feel about part 2 and 3?
I love part 2. I love part 3. Like,
Nice.
It's crazy to see that, like, when you finish it, it's like, oh, this was like all happened in the span of like a week in Marty's life.
And that's kind of crazy. And I love the line his girlfriend gives where she's like, it's not like you haven't seen me for like a week.
Yeah.
And he's all, no, it's been a week.
It's insane. And just the places they go to, obviously the sequel, man, it's
so good.
So good.
I love it so much. Like the way they showcase that, again, I'm a big fan of that retro futuristic look. And man, do they take full advantage of it in that film. And I'm still very disappointed. That's not what 2015 looked like. We're in 2025 now. It still looks about the same.
Where's our Cafe 80s?
Yeah, right? Where's our Almanac 2020, 2015?
It's so funny because it's like naturally at that time when they made it, like 50s cafes were super popular in the 80s. So they probably thought like 30 years from now,
there'd be like an 80s cafe.
There'd be like an 80s cafe.
I guess that kind of with like the 80s diner things they have sometimes. Yeah. So maybe a little bit.
That's right.
I love the sequel, love part 2. I think that's probably the one I have like the most nostalgia for, honestly, out of all the 3, just because like I rewatched that one like so many times. Yeah. I just remember like rewinding that 2015 sequence so much where he's seeing like Jaws 19 and all that. I was
amazing.
Like, this is so awesome. Yeah. Like that blew my mind as a kid.
Eventually we'll have to talk about him in the future.
For sure. Part 3 is pretty cool too also. You know, it's like an interesting like past and future combined coming together type of thing.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I guess honestly that's it when it comes to this movie. I mean, if you haven't checked it out,
I'd be surprised if you guys haven't checked it out.
You are in for such a great first viewing. Like, man, just that must be amazing.
Classic.
Yeah, please check it out if you haven't watched it. I do apologize. This was just me kind of fanboying for 2 hours, but
no, you're fine.
I had to. Like, this is just one of those movies. And again, it's in theaters now, 40th anniversary. So
yeah, that's great.
If there's any time to see it, check it out.
Yeah, that was a good time to check it out. I didn't even realize it was like the 40th anniversary till you told me.
Yeah. All right. What are we going to be talking about next time?
My next recommendation is going to be a more recent film. I finally got around to watching it earlier this year, and I was really shocked and taken aback by the coming of age story that this film shows. So I'm going to recommend a film called Dee. It's from 2024. It's from Sean Wang, and this is like his debut film, which is like genuinely insane to me. This film just, ever since I saw it, I just can't stop thinking about it. And it's just had like kind of this impact on me in a very personal, emotional way that I'll obviously get into during the discussion. But yeah, I was thinking we can talk about that film next episode, honestly.
Oh, yeah. This one's great. This was on my top 5 of last year.
I remember that, yeah. And I hadn't seen it when you talked about it, and I was like, oh man, I got to get to that film. And then I finally saw it in like March, and I was like, okay, I gotta recommend this because I haven't seen anyone talking about this film, and it's kind of insane. Nobody's really talked about it because I'm like, man, this is like definitely one of the better coming of age films I've seen personally.
No, definitely, yeah. That'll be awesome to talk about.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, check it out before the next episode comes out and everything. Yeah.
All right, that is it for us. Let us know what you guys think, and yeah.
All right, good. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Great Scott. Jeez.
That's great.
All right, good day, good night, mates.
We'll see you on the next one.